hardcore boxing fans out there, how are you doing? Big Porky here, the voice of hardcore boxing, and I hope you've subscribed as well, or we're coming to pay you a visit.
Troll network's driving me mad.
Introduce everyone, just quickly, briefly, introduce everyone. And what they mean to you, come on, tell them.
This guy here, Dean, is like a brother to me. He helps me to train. Sometimes when I don't want to wake up, he comes up to my house, and if you ring my phone, he don't answer, I ring my doorbell. This guy here, Dean, is like a brother to me. This guy here, Dean, is like a brother to me. This guy here, Dean, is like a brother to me. This guy here, Dean, is like a brother to me.
Tell us about your relationship with Dillian.
No, Dill's my bro.
I'm Peter Fury, and don't forget to subscribe to Porky's Corner, because I've been a helmet of the month and you need to listen to me. Yeah? So follow him, yeah? And get the fella some followers up, for Christ's sake. He wears his heart on his sleeve, he's a good man, Russ. So follow Porky's Corner, he says it as it is, and you know, I appreciate the helmet of the month, Russ. No problem.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, mate.
Right, number 19, who we got?
It's Powder Nose himself, Kalle.
Kalle Sauerland. Well, what has he been saying, Dale?
He said that Bradis against Dorticos is the best cruiserweight fight since Hay against Mormac. Is he completely forgetting that he's already done a cruiserweight super series and we had Usyk Gassiev in the final?
I don't know, but what I do know that he said on IFL or at Boxing Social, he said that he was a boxer and he wasn't that good, but he could have a row on the pavement. Kalle, come see me. Come see me, Kalle. I know about pavements. Come see me. Right, moving on then from Scarface, old Tony Montana. In at number 18, who we got, Dale?
Well, funnily enough, from one nose to another, it's Whiskey Nose, Bazza.
From Beat Nose to Whiskey Nose. Barry Hearn, a.k.a. Barry Hearn. You mean Barry Hearn who's in Jeffrey Epstein's book that was on BBC News?
Barry Hearn, Barry Hills,
Barry
Whiskey
Hills.
Nose.
Father of Eddie Hills. Yes. Barry, I know you're watching. Come out and do an interview on Porky's Corner and tell us, Baz, why you read Jeffrey Epstein's little black book. Because if it were me, you'd all be screaming at me. So,
Slave trader.
Barry Hearn, the self-confessed slave trader that's in Epstein's book. Let's move on from him, because you know where he's going to end up, don't you? Jail time. Right.
Like a Spartan.
What?
Like a Spartan.
Like a Spartan. 800 at world. Right. In at number 17, who we got?
Well, considering that I counted the votes up yesterday, had it been today, he's had a surge of votes. But as it was yesterday, number 17, Big Dossa Femi.
Big Dossa Femi in at 17. What's he been up to this month?
So he put a video out on the pads the other day. His feet were in different postcodes, and yet again,
different postcode. He had one foot in Birmingham, and one in Nottingham.
That's right. Yeah, obviously it hadn't filtered through the Matchroom marketing team at it first because it was a bit raw, and yeah, it just weren't the best advertisement for your heavyweight champion of the world, is it?
No. I'm not a big fan of Big Dossa Femi, to be honest. He's the most protected fighter on planet, isn't he? Look, they're shitting their pants then, lot, right? They don't want to fight Pulev because he could pop their bubble. If Pulev beats him, they're all going to be on their knees tied up with Pulev rematches. Because everything nowadays is a fucking rematch! They don't want to fight Pulev. They want to get straight in with that Fury money, don't they? This is why Eddie's coming out saying, well, we might have to drop the WBO belt to get this fight off at line. Listen, Drop all the fucking belts and just have the Ring magazine online. Then you're not paying sanction fees for 2 fights, because it'll be a 2-fight job, won't it? Fury Joshua Fury, whatever you want to call it, twice. 50-50 to start, 60-40 for winner in rematch. Look, who wants to see it? Everybody wants to see it. They're going to charge top money. Why risk it with Pulev fight? And whatever happened to all roads lead to undisputed? Well, why would you drop a belt if all roads lead to fucking undisputed? I don't get it, Dale, do you?
I've never been a fan of this 2-fight agreement anyway. I think it kind of takes the shine a little bit away from that first fight. It makes you sort of almost, oh, well, it doesn't really matter who wins the first fight because we're getting a second fight anyway. It just sort of draws the sort of razzmatazz away from it for me, that they've announced this 2-fight deal. And to be honest, I think there's a lot of money involved, but they've both earned so much money in the sport that for the loser, I think it'll be their last fight anyway.
I do. It's utter bullshit. Right, in at number 16, who we got, Dale?
Quite a surprising one. Mike Coppinger.
Mike Coppinger, is he that gimp on Twitter?
Yeah, the one who constantly tweets out
Do we like him or not?
No, we don't like him. He's another matchroom puppet.
Fuck him then. If he's matchroom FC, we'll run over him instead. Right, so Mike Coppinger, we never fucking heard of you or seen you or know you, but if you're a gimp, you know, friend of mine, fuck off, Mike. Right, in at number 15, who we got, Dale?
Fish Ice Frank.
Bricktop, he's back.
He's back in the list.
Big farm. Cutting people's Jacobs off.
He's back. He can't even get his own fighters' names right, can he, these days?
Punish him for me, Errol. Punish him. I don't know what to say about Bricktop. Why is he getting the votes? What's the complaint from the fans, Dale?
That he's been chasing Hills for dinner.
He's been chasing Eddie Hills for dinner. Yeah, I've noticed every interview he's going on about having pie and mash with Eddie Hills or pasta and veal or whatever it is. How many fights has he put on with Eddie Hills in the last 10 years?
3 or 4, is it?
John Ryder against Saunders, Frankie Gavin Skeet, Eggington Skeet. 3 fights in 10 years. Do we agree? If there's any more, let me know. So 3 fights in 10 years. So if you put 1 fight on a month for 10 years, that's 120 fights. So these fuckers all of a sudden want to work together. What about the other 117 fucking fights that we're missing? They could have had 1 fight a month for 10 years. But now that they're both hitting Skid Row, all of a sudden, they all want to meet up for dinner. Fuck off, that's what I say. I don't think Eddie will meet him anyway. I think he'll come out with a load of bollocks. But which shows Frank's been putting on of late. I mean, Frampton fighting that guy. Oh, what they're serving up, they need each other more than ever. But there's that much damage and that much bloodshed. I don't think it's repairable. I mean, I think there's still going to be a Cold War. I don't think they'll work together. He's hanging on for dear life to Tyson Fury, and his deal might be up soon with Bob Arum. He could end up with Matchroom. And let's have it right, Matchroom, who's to say that they're not going to have their own streaming service soon? If Sky fuck them off, they'll go on their own. They're not going to go with anybody else. And they'll do a job properly. I think they'll go on their own. It's all pointing to that, mate, at the moment. It's all pointing to them going on their own. They might do a Matchroom live on YouTube or whatever, I don't know. They'll take all their sports and go. That's what I think. And I think they'll be innovative and do that. I think they'll do a better job than Box Nation. I think they realise when they got with their zone that the Sky deal might just not be there next time. And I think if Sky jump in bed with Eddie Hearn again, I think boxing will be finished because they'll just rinse them with contract. I think Sky are letting them run it down. I think that's why the product's watered down. And I think that 3 fights in 10 years from the top 2 promoters in the country is a fucking disgrace. Frank Warren's a cunt. Eddie Hearn's a cunt. Got a problem, come on my fucking channel. I've got hundreds of questions for you. You mind Frank running around now cap in hand with begging bowl? They're not going to give him a leg up. It's too late in the fucking day. That dog has gone. They've missed the boat. But I wish them both well, but they're not on my Christmas card list. Not my kind of people. Pair of them greedy. Frank could shaft you whereas he'd look at you. He could survive a nuclear blast. And the other one, Eddie Hearn, fucking hell, he's made lying in a fucking art form, hasn't he? So fuck them both. Right, number 14, who we got, Dale?
Penfold.
Penfold as in over here. Dave Coldwell.
Correct. Dave Coldwell.
I don't know what to say to that, mate. I don't know what to say to it. Not my type of person, mate. He seems to be the new Adam Booth, doesn't he, at the moment? Go to Dave Coldwell. He's the best. Dave Coldwell. He is the man. Go to him. He's got Eddie Hearn's ear. And Eddie Hearn's arsehole. Go to Dave Coldwell. He's 5'1". He'll be able to hold pads for David Price, won't he? Eh? Oh my God. So now I don't know what to make of it all, mate. But what I do know, mate, is he always seems to get there. Doesn't he, Dave Coldwell? But I don't see these fights happening with Frank Warren and Eddie for a simple reason. Tony Sims won't work with Frank Warren. Coldwell won't work with him. So you've got two trainers there that won't work with Frank Warren.
Gallagher struggles with him, doesn't he?
Gallagher can't stand him.
Struggles, didn't he? Is that why Beefy left him?
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons. Gallagher can't stand him. There's bad blood. There's bad blood between all of them, and ego's involved. Forget all this. Let's do it best for your fighter. Look, these people have all got a few quid now. They don't need to work with these people. They'll do what Eddie Hearn says. If Eddie Hearn says, "Look, if you want to work with me, you freeze Frank Warren out," they'll not want to work with him. They'll not want to do it, and this is the problem that you've got in boxing. You know, Rafael Benitez and Alex Ferguson, they couldn't stand each other, could they? But they were guaranteed to play each other twice a year in Premier League. They still had to train. They still had to play each other, didn't they? Even though they didn't like each other. It's the same with some of these trainers. They're the ones sticking the spoke in. The fighters want to fight. The fighters want to fight, Dale. It's the fucking trainers, mate, that sends me fucking bonkers, mate.
I think the thing with Coldwell is that he's been so silent since the White defeat. He should have actually taught Bellew how to master his craft.
They were bouncing around like a little fucking garden gnome in the Dillian White fucking chavvy fucking little light blue checks fucking Scottish whatever suits, wasn't he? Track suits that they had. And you see him, that tartan stuff that they had. He was bouncing around in his tracksuit, team white and all that, after he fucking went missing. You know what I mean? He went AWOL. Now, this is how I look at it. Am I glad Dylan White lost? Yeah, I am glad, because I don't like disloyalty. So, yeah, I'm glad he got knocked out. I was jumping up and down like a banshee. And let me tell you this. I know people that know Dylan White well. They were jumping up and around on a back like banshees too. I'm talking pundits. But they're coming out on the Twitter wishing him all well, but they're not going to say that, are they? They're not going to say, "Oh, I'm glad he got beat." They're going to say, "Dylan, I'm gutted for you. You'll get him at rematch." No. We're fucking laughing the bollocks off. Like I was. At least I'm willing to fucking admit it. You know what I mean? He should surround himself with good people, Dylan White. Got too big for his boots, won a British vacant belt. What has he done since then? He not won a European, not even challenged Caballel, did he, when he had belt? Didn't want to go near him after his school Chisora, did he, in Monaco, Caballel? Dylan didn't want that smoke. And there's loads of other smokes that he didn't want, isn't there? Wilder, Ortiz, Brazil, Joshua at Wembley. Joshua at Wembley for 5 million plus. Oh, I don't want that fight. I'll fight Oscar Rivers instead. Who did he fight now? Who did he fight in America? Did he fight Malcolm Tam?
Yeah.
Who did Dylan White fight when he should have fought Joshua? Joshua went to fight Ruiz, and who did Dylan White fight? Were he on undercard?
Oh,
I can't remember.
well, he fought
eh?
April 2019, but he fought Rivers was his next fight, weren't it?
Well,
So he fought
He fought
Chisora.
Oscar Rivers.
He fought
instead.
Chisora.
Yeah.
Chisora 2018, December 2018, and then he fought Rivers.
So he fought Oscar Rivers instead of Joshua at Wembley.
They didn't even sell out, did they? For Rivers, they had to shut the top tier off.
Yeah. So basically, Dylan White, the big businessman with all these big advisors around him, Dylan White fought Oscar Rivers for no belt, and it would all surround. Does that win even count? Just with all the controversy with drugs and all that test behind it. So he fought Oscar Rivers, got dropped, life and death, but scraped through. But he could have fought Joshua for world title, and Joshua ended up getting beat around about the same time, didn't he, by Ruiz? So Dylan White's not exactly Mr. Businessman, is he? Although fair enough, he's in Portugal, because they pay 10% tax in Portugal. But I don't even think Dylan White will fight Povetkin, me. I think he'll pull out. I think he pulls out, mate. I think he pulls out with an injury. And you can set that to the bank. I think
Should we
squeaky bum. Yeah. All right then. In at number 13, who we got, Dale?
Cost cutter.
David Haymaker. Hey, what's he been saying this month?
Well, he said that Chisora against Usyk is all going to come down to size. Chisora's too big. It's a big man's division. It's a big man's game. But he weren't saying this when he fought Valuev or when he fought Vladimir.
Listen, I think David A. Right, he's had his day. I think we've heard all this before. Stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. We've heard all this, haven't we? What's he going to do? Look, he's got a load of people on Instagram and Twitter. He puts a short video out or does something with IFL with Coogie, the Riminator. He gets it out there and everybody buys into this. Derek Chisora, stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet. He's even eating kangaroo meat now. Did you see that other day from David A? Well, we've got Derek on a proper diet now. Ruben's got him eating kangaroo meat. Well, Matthew Hatton were eating kangaroo meat, wasn't he? Before he fought Canelo. That didn't help him, did it? Or before he fought Kell Brook. Oh, I tell you what, Derek, I've had a right idea. We'll do a video with Cougs the Riminator, and we'll tell people that you're eating kangaroo meat now instead of chicken. Yeah, that's a good one, David. Yeah. Well, look, we've heard all this before, haven't we? What's Derek Chisora doing in gym now that he's not been able to do before? David A says Derek's doing stuff in gym that he's never seen before. Yeah. yeah, that's throwing hardly any punches. He's 36-year-old, isn't he?
9 losses.
He's at 36. All they're going to do is keep wheeling Chisora out till he's talking like Joe Frazier, right? And then what David A is going to do with him? He's going to wheel him out on Dana White's shows and get his head caved in. Keep taking his 25%. Then he'll move on to the next one. And that's just how it works. That's what people did with David A. That's what people did with Barry McGuigan. And they're doing it to what I've done to them. It's a vicious cycle, mate.
How is he headlining a pay-per-view with 9 losses? His second headline on pay-per-view, that is.
Tyson Fury and Eddie Hearn said after Caballero fight, Derek Chisora was shot to bits. David Hayes said Chisora was shot to bits before he knocked him out 8.5 years ago. And he's still going strong. And he's on his second pay-per-view in here, or third, next month. Didn't he have one with Frank Warren? Or what? He's on his second Sky headline in his pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's a total and utter joke. Anyway, moving on from Cost Cutter, David A, a.k.a. the prostitute. In at number 12, who've we got?
Dave Allen.
The White Rhino.
That's
Rhino
right.
Charles. What's he been doing this month?
He has said that for moving forward from now on, he's going to be giving a cut of his purse to Danny Williams.
Well done, Dave Allen. You're impressing me all the time. He said that Adam Smith has got a conflict of interest with being head of Sky and commentating on Matchroom fights because they've got an exclusive with Sky. And he said he might get in trouble for it. I doubt you will. You haven't got to deal with Matchroom, Dave, but well said. And now he's giving a cut of his purse money to Danny Williams. So, Danny Williams, we want to see you getting that check from Dave Allen when Dave fights somebody and gets paid. What sort of cut did he say, Dale? He didn't say.
If he did, I must have missed that. But
is he giving him 1%, 2%, or half? He didn't say. That just what's that going to mean? 50 quid in Danny's pocket, 150 quid, or 500. Either way, we want to see what he's going to hand over, don't we? Now he's said it. He's got to do it, hasn't he?
Well, to be honest, I think that Danny Williams is probably in more better condition to fight than Dave Allen. He's took less beatings.
I don't know about that. Danny Williams looks to me like he's ready doing a Joe Frazier, isn't he? He looks like he's talking like Riddick Bowe, isn't he? He needs to pack it in, Danny Williams. How old is he? My age, Jim.
He's got to be knocking on 50.
Hey?
He's got to be nearly 50.
Embarrassing. Danny Williams, we wish him well. Claim to fame. Not Mike Tyson out, didn't he? Wait,
that was box office.
Hey?
That was box office.
Yeah. So well done, Danny Williams. In at number 11, who we got, Dale?
Andre Rybinski.
What's he doing?
There was an article on Sky Sports yesterday, which in turn triggered a load of votes. He was saying that Tyson Fury needs to come to Russia to fight Povetkin. Yet, why isn't White going there then?
Why is
Have Matchroom got him over a barrel with these contracts? Just like the Joshua rematch. Yeah, we'll come to America to fight Ruiz, but the rematch, everything's on our terms. You come in here, you come in there, these are the judges. Are these watertight, these contracts that Matchroom are putting on? Because the moment that White lost that fight, he's contracted to a rematch. He's not fighting anyone or anywhere where we're saying so. These contracts must be so watertight now. Why ain't White going to Russia? Why ain't all the terms in Povetkin's favour? All he's got is his name on the left-hand side of the poster, as far as I'm concerned.
They're setting Povetkin up for a points loss, aren't they, basically? That's what I think. I think Dylan White will just stay out of the way now. I think he'll be a bit trashed to throw any punches. I think he'll just box behind his jab for a points win. I think he'd be terrified, Dylan White.
Get on his bike like he did against Parker and Rivers.
Against Ruiz. You know, like they call it the Johnny Nelson jab, don't they? You throw a jab while you're going backwards.
The entertainer.
The entertainer, the man that does the splits in the ring.
It's ever so funny though, isn't it? Like the Joshua one. There was a video, weren't there, from a few years ago when he slagged off the way that Tyson beat Vladimir. Joshua, he said, didn't he? He said, I couldn't go in there and box and move and be a coward and be on the back foot for 12 rounds. I want to go in there and rip the belt off the champion. Yet, if you look at both their last performances, Joshua's the one jabbing and on the run, and Tyson's the one ripping the belt away from the champion on a white turf, going in there and sticking it on his toes. So Joshua's a bit of a hypocrite there, isn't he?
Yeah. Look, you know, boxing is the only sport where everybody can have different opinions on anything. You can get caught out with some bullshit and then you can spin another narrative. The rules and how it's governed and all that is designed like that. It's not like other sports that are governed like football and cricket and things like that. But getting back to Femi, well, if Femi didn't look like he did, he won't be where he is now. He's marketable, isn't he? But he ain't got a prayer against Tyson Fury, mate, has he? I don't see Femi beating Pulev. I don't even see him taking challenge. I see him giving belt up. I see him being frightened to fight Pulev, mate. I do, honestly. I don't think they're going to take that fight. I don't think Dylan White takes the Povetkin fight. I think he comes out with an injury. I just think the arseholes have gone. They're more bothered about money than belts.
I think with Joshua, and I've thought this for a long time now, he needs a lot of self-assurance. He needs a lot of people around him telling him that he's doing everything right and that he's doing the right thing all the time. He can't think for himself. He's not a confident person at all. He seems to sort of copy a lot of what other people do. You look at the way that he's marketing himself. You know, he's copied a lot of, you know, the Anthony Joshua training camp T-shirts. That's what Vladimir used to do. You know, the way that he poses with the belts after he wins them. It was the way that Tyson Fury did when he beat Vladimir. You know, he's a chameleon, really. He sort of just, he can be told what to do, told how to do it. Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, he's a walking contradiction. He's programmed, isn't he? When he gets up in the morning, he rings Eddie Hearn and he says, Eddie, what we're going to do today? And Eddie just said, just come out with that humble line. It's a fight. I'm humble. I've got to keep grinding. It's about grinding. And
you know, when you're watching somebody speak and you just think, you can just tell that it's not his own opinion and he's reading sort of off a script. That's all you ever sense with him. You don't feel like that sort of, you know, that honesty, that genuineness. You don't get that with him.
Who do we get that with, though, as a boxer?
Joshua, I mean, I've never really understood the hype behind him because he's not, to me, someone that you can sort of connect with. I can't get on board with him. And this isn't anything against Matchroom or Sky or any other agenda. It's just me, personally. I watch him and I just cannot engage. I can't connect with him.
No. I can't connect with him as well, basically, because I don't like him. He's a fraud, mate. He's a fraud. And that's it, basically. He's somebody that they've manufactured. He's a manufactured fighter. Look, he got lucky in the Olympics and he got lucky with Charlie Martin. The rest of it, they've blagged. I mean, all them belts, he didn't beat the champion for all them belts, did he? Fury's belts, them ones he's got, aren't they? Do we call him a paper champion?
Well, Parker, the referee, it's the worst referee performance in a world title fight that I have seen in many a year. He wouldn't let Parker get near Joshua. Vladimir had 2 years off, didn't have the killer instinct to go in and finish him off when he should have done. White, he's gone nowhere near again since the first fight. Povetkin was bouncing him round the ring until he gassed out. Ruiz has already put him to bed once. The second time that he was too scared to even go near him, he wouldn't even trade with him. And he came in, another 2 stone heavier than he did the first time. Joshua's CV really isn't all that, is he? Like they tried to say, just because he's fought so many guys out the top 10. Yeah, he's fought guys out the top 10, but he ain't fought any of the dangerous guys out the top 10, has he? He ain't fought Ortiz, he ain't fought Fury, and he hasn't fought Wilder.
Yeah, Joshua's not got an elite win. You can't say Vladimir's an elite win. 41-year-old, 18-month on settee after Fury took him to university. So, 18-month on settee in his 42nd year. That's not an elite win. In his 69th fight. No way, Pedro, I'm having that. I'm not having it. So, who's his other elite win? Parker? No. I'm not having that. Ruiz? No. So, where are these elite wins? Povetkin? Maybe a good win, but he was 39. So, I don't know. Or in his 39th year, look. I'm not going to say Joshua's a crap fighter because he's meant most of what he's got, but he could have probably been a footballer, a rugby player, a sprinter or a boxer because he's a natural athlete, isn't he?
But he's learning on the job, Porker. He's learning on the job.
Learning on the job, that's Tony Bellew saying that, isn't it? When a matchroom fighter gets beat, they're all learning on the fucking job, aren't they? What, on a pay-per-view fight, he's learning on the fucking job?
learning on the job. You could say that about every fighter in every single fight. And no two fights are the exact same. You're always going to be learning on the job. You're always going to be learning new things.
I'm not having it. Anyway, in at number... What number are we up to now? Oh. What have we just
10.
done? In at number 10. We've just done Brabinski, haven't we?
Yeah, it's number 10 is Steffi Bull.
Brabinski 11. Who's got number 10? Steffi Bull. What's he been doing this month?
So he put a tweet out the other day, the biggest load of rimming to Matchroom boxing I've ever heard, ever seen, ever read. I mean, are these people so pro to Matchroom? Surely you give a crap about boxing as a whole, as a sport. So It doesn't matter what station or what network it's on, as long as the fights are getting made and fighters are getting paid.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing about this sport. Not who's putting them on or what channel they're going to be on. So why is it that Eddie puts a tweet out saying time to hit the accelerator, not the brakes, and Steffi's like, Matchroom are just excelling whilst others are falling behind and putting clapping hands together. So what about all the fighters they're out there busting a gut that aren't with Matchroom? Do they not matter? Do you not care about them then? It is pathetic. It's pathetic.
She's out at night frightened to death like a little girl, isn't it, Steffi? I know you're watching, Steffi. Come see me. All you fighters in Steffi Bull's gym, get on to him about why he won't come see me. Get on to him. The man's running. The man's scared. Go on, you were saying Steffi Bull. Dale, you were saying about Steffi Bull. He's number 10, is he?
Yeah, number 10.
What about when he admitted tweeting for 3 years, Terry Harper's tweets, putting her tweets out? But yet, when somebody went on his timeline and sent me them all, he'd been having conversations with her for 3 years, but the conversations were him replying to tweets he put out on her Twitter. Do you find that rather odd? Because I do.
Isn't it the first sign of madness?
Listen, mate.
Talking to yourself.
Listen, mate. He's got plenty of jail time ahead of him from what I gather at the moment. And when he gets in there and Purple Aki gets hold of him, you know, and we know what Purple Aki's party trick is, don't we? I bet you can't crawl through that chair. That's what he says to his pad mates, Purple Aki, and they go, I bet I can. They try and crawl through a gaping chair, and they always get stuck. The rest, well, we know what happens then, don't we, with the purple one. We're getting back to Steffi Bull. The guy's a gimp, and he's frightened to death of his own shadow.